Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. This job is our first day here. I've worked for this guy on a few jobs. I did a few sunken rooms for him, filled them up. They really specialize in lofts. His name's Tom at Loft Crafters. But they had this set up. What they did, it was just a covered patio, but what they're going to do is incorporate it into the house. They're going to enclose it, in other words. So the first thing they had to do is build up this slab here. And they put some of that red guard. It's a water sealer. Basically a waterproofing membrane that we're pouring over. That's why it's all red. And then they put some wire mesh in here. They put some expansion foam around the outside perimeter where it meets the existing concrete of the house slab. Now this is me with a hand float. I've got some rubber gloves on. Right here is a 10-foot aluminum 2x4 screed that I'm using here. This mix is a 3000 psi pea gravel. It's only about a yard of concrete back here, but it was a long, narrow pathway coming around the side of the house. There's an air conditioner actually in the way, so it's real tough to even get a wheelbarrow through there. So we actually put the pump hose over the block wall. It came in that way. Now this is a paver patio, but it's all covered with cardboard just to protect it from the construction, which is a good idea. Now I'm using a wood bowl float. This actual bowl float started as a 4-footer, but I cut it down. Now it's about a 3-footer. So I kept getting hung up behind me on those bushes. That's why I kept looking back to make sure no one was standing behind me, because they could get hit in the head with these poles. So right now we're going to do some hand prints in the concrete. The kids coming out to put their hands in the concrete, although it will be getting rubbed back out. And then I think what they're going to do, since they're doing hardwood flooring in here, they're going to leave a small piece out and then do an overlay up to the top of the hardwood and do some new hand prints later, so it'll actually be visible. So from the time we started pouring to completion, this job took about 4.5 hours. After the initial bowl float with the wood, I waited until most of the water evaporated off the surface, and then I ran the magnesium bowl float over it in the opposite direction of the way I ran the wood bowl float. Now this is the first pass on the knee boards, and I usually always start with the walls because those is where you're going to need to focus the most attention, because a lot of the walking tools don't get into those areas. So right here I'm just using the wood bowl, the wood hand float, to kind of level it out, move the cream around, knock the rocks down, flatten it out. And once I get it relatively flat, then I'll wipe it down with my trowel. I used a 20x5 trowel, and this happens to be that one of the trowels I got from Marshalltown. The nice thing about this trowel is it has one round side, so when you're going backwards on your boards, you don't leave a lot of lines. And then if you do come into a corner, you can flip your trowel around and get in there on the square side. Now that I got it nice and laid down, I'll just wait another. To get to that point right here was already about 3 hours. And then since I've got the whole perimeter knocked down really nicely along those walls, now I can just use the funny trowel in the middle and then touch up the edge where needed with a hand trowel. No edger on this because the plate, the new wall, will just be standing on that edge anyway. And this is what it looks like when you're getting ready to roll it up and head for the next site. Now this will probably get another waterproof membrane on it and then the hardwood flooring. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can call me or email me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.